Good morning. Today I will be lowering this car. I got some lowering springs from RSR, I think they're called. Something like that. Anyways, got the grand overview of the car, and then I'm going to do some close-ups with this other camera. So let's get my tape measure extended, see how tall we are. So here we are, ground up. Okay, yeah, we're down at the ground here. And the tire is at 24 and a half, and the fender is at 27. So these springs are supposed to be up to a 2-inch drop. So the fender should be down here at the tire. Same with the front and rear 2-inch drop. It says 1.8 to 2 inches. So we're going straight down on the ground here. We come straight up. This tire is also about 24 and a half. Maybe. Yeah, it should be the same anyways. And this fender is only 26 and a half. So if we get a 2-inch drop, this sucker is going to be tucked. So no more great big fender gap. Here, shoe trick I think I've heard. There we go. There's my shoe. Big old gap. So let's have a look at the kit and see what we get. So here we go. Nice black and white box. It came with a sticker to put on the back window. Judging by all the Japanese writing on here, I wonder if these came straight out of Japan. So, anyways, nice well-packed box. My sticker was in this little clear pocket here. These are the front springs, and these are the rear springs. It comes with shorter rubber dampers, which I'll show you while we're installing them. I'm just not going to pull them out of the package right now. So, had a bunch of bubble wrap in there to protect it. Of course, I handed that to my kids and they popped it, so I don't have it anymore, but it'll be fine. So I have booked 2 hours at a local garage. They've got lifts and tools. I'm going to bring a couple of my tools with me just in case, but I figure 2 hours is going to be more than enough to drop the front struts. They've got a strut spring compressor mounted to the wall, so we'll see that when we get there. I just got to put the new springs on there, put them back in the car. Rear suspension's even easier. Looks like I just disconnect a couple of links and drop it down. The springs come out. They're not even around the shocks. So that'll be real easy. So we'll see how that goes. bolt needs to come out. So that'll take care of this line and that line. This is the ABS wire. Okay. And I gotta unclip it here. And then I do these two after I get all this stuff off of it, and it'll just come out. Yeah. Part of the sway bar or something. Yeah, sway bar. The sway bar link. So that's off. Now we'll just do these two big bolts, which are probably also 21s, like the lug nuts were. Might even be bigger. I'm gonna stick this here so I don't lose it. Might even be a good place to put this other one. No, yeah, and I don't lose the nuts and bolts. All right. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Yep, there I got it.
Sweet. So we want to put the spring, the lowest part of the spring, which would be like here,
Okay.
on this one. So, yeah, you can slide these out. Then we slide these in, and then you just turn them to adjust it up. And you want to adjust it
Till the top's level?
yeah, until the top level. Yeah,
Makes sense.
just like that. So now you can pull these pins, drop them down. Bring these out because we want to press here. We want to reuse the top half.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So let's get this on. Put it on right. Yeah. So now we can bring this down. So don't want to get them on that center cap.
Yeah.
This one can come in more. So now, yeah, you just turn this like so, and it'll squeeze that. This stuff, I've actually squeezed radiators with this.
Yeah. Why?
just to see if I could.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so once this gets loose,
Okay,
like
that's what we're
that,
going for.
then you're probably tight enough. And you can just use the impact. Obviously, you got to
Yeah.
pull this cap off.
Yep.
And the impact is usually strong enough to
Yeah.
defeat that.
I've done these a couple of times in my driveway.
Oh, right, there you go.
So cool.
And there's a wobbly in there for the.
Okay. We've done this first. Oh, hey. What do you know? Take the rubber cap out. Don't try on this. This seems to be the strut bearing. In fact, I see ball bearings in there right now. Not very many. That's amazing. Missing a bunch of balls. Original spring. Okay. I'm up on the first hour. No matter which goes on which side. These are my shorter bump stops. So here's my original bump stop. I'll pull these out of the bag. New bump stop. So, 3/4 this tall. This side up. Put the writing right side up if it's not rubbed off like mine mostly is. You can see where the old spring sat. We're right about there. And the bottom has a seat spot as well. And we're right there. It's all bolted together. Put the cap back on. So we're ready to put it back in the car, but I'm going to do the other side first. In your uncompressed form, that's how much taller the stock spring is. Make sure you put it in right side up. I almost put mine upside down. Alright, so I tried to pry this off last time. You want to pry that off. It comes off real easy. 19mm on top of the strut. Alright, there's the nut. There's a spacer right below it, which I should be able to get with my finger. Yep, there's the spacer. Now we're just going to turn the screws and let this back down. It's completely free right now, but it's held on. It's kind of stuck to the strut bearing at the top. Let me show you what I'm trying to do here. This thing's got a D shaft, and so does this hole. So I've got to get those to line up. You see this has got a key in it right there. See that key sticking out? That goes in this notch right here. So right now that notch and this D shaft don't line up, so I got to put this on into the D shaft, rotate it until this, I'm going to rotate it about 90 degrees, and then I can compress it together. After putting the springs on, the cap on your strut is going to probably be facing the wrong way, but it's on a bearing so it can rotate. So here's the front of the strut, that'll be the side sticking out. If we look up the hole, I'm going to bring some light to this. I'll bring some light up here. You can see the two back holes are closer to each other, and then you got a third hole that's kind of far from either of those two. So that's the orientation we want. If we look at this, okay, I didn't screw this one up. The other side I had to rotate this. So this one I've still got the far one here, and then the two close ones back here, or the sticker back here. I don't know if that's always in the same place. Let's go ahead and install this one now. We gotta fish it up, get it through those three holes in the sky, and then we'll come up there and put some nuts on them. Ratchet. Boy, you can see that I've got to lift this a little bit to get even the first bolt in. All right. There we go. No problem. Get the. Did they go the other way last time? I think they did. There we go.
Just have a hook. Oh, there we go. That's it. I don't know if that helps the camera or makes it worse. Alright, now we just torque those back up there. We're going to go quick. Still tighten. There. Okay, we got these 3 nuts tight. So there we go, those 3 nuts. They are now tight. Let's see. We'll take this a little bit to get it right. And now we're going to have to put a knee under the knuckle down here anyways. Lift this up to get these bolt holes to align. Since I stuck the nuts on the bolts, I gotta pull them off first. Doesn't seem like it's going. Oh. Once you've lifted it up and gotten the bottom one, always do the bottom one first, because now you've got leverage to push this thing, push the whole thing backward, and that'll line up the top hole. See, if I had more light in here. See? There we go. Okay, I understand it's really dark in here. You see this hole right there? We're going to put this clip that held the ABS wire back into the hole. And then we've got this nut I put back here so I didn't lose it, or bolt anyways. Oh, I'm going to drop it on the ground and lose it anyways. Okay, so now we are going to, the brake line here has a wire. You see this bracket? It's got a little clip in the bottom. The little clip in the bottom goes down here. Let's see if I can get some better light on it. See that notch there at the bottom? Yeah, that's where that clip's going to go. Clip, and it comes up to the top, and there's a there's a tooth on the top that goes down and locks in. So now this thing isn't going anywhere because it's locked in. This brake line needs to get hooked back through this hole too. See that hole there? We're going to put it through that hole. Bad light. Okay. It'll lock that in. Okay. No big deal. Now we got all that back together. And that's all the cables. Now we just got to do this control arm link, or sway bar link. Another 14 to tighten this. So, you got a quarter inch. Okay, this sway bar link, so it goes down to the sway bar. We're going to put this into this hole here on the strut. Goes in pretty easily. Gotta have the freaking light. There we go. Comes through the hole. Easy peasy, and then we just torque it down. There's an impact gun on that. There we go. Crap, I just shot this whole video without recording. So these are the springs. There's the shock absorber back there. These are not
you can't do coilovers on the rear of this car. You got springs here and shocks there. So I gotta get the tire off, and I gotta drop this rear control arm down to let the spring out. Alright, so to get this to drop down, the only thing I need to do is this bolt, get a jack under there. Now, this is the only bolt that controls this lower control arm. So if I pull that out and lower this transmission jack I got it sitting on, the car will come down, or the lower control arm will come down and release that spring. Alright. Okay, I'm going to do the right side up again. There we go, just transfer that over. And the spring in the same place. And we'll put it back in. Bungled the threads. Side to me. Cool. Next side. I'm putting these right side up, small coils up. Before you transfer the rubber stopper. Alright, so I've got it on mostly level ground right now. I've just got it in a parking lot rather than my house because it's getting dropped off at the dealer for some service next. It's all been realigned by the alignment shop. So here we are. We are now at 25 inches. So as you can see, we went down the 2 inches we expected in the back. And here's the front. We are at, what is that, 24 and 5/8. Yeah. So we dropped the 2 inches we expected in the front as well. Let's check that shoe fit. Yeah, can't even get my toe in there. So she is good and low now. Oh yeah. Good and low. Yes indeed. Let's compare the front end to the curb. Yeah, don't pull too far forward, you'll be losing your lip. Very nice.